Every time I post a build that has this skill in it, there's always at least more than a few comments telling me reasons why it doesn't work. Over time, throughout this game's life cycle, it's gotten increasingly more popular from amongst the Division 2 community, especially lately, and that's because there's an insane farm that's been discovered in the General Anderson manhunt. The skill I'm talking about is the Oxidizer. I've been rocking with this for almost 3 years, and the fact that it's not a status effect sets it apart from any other skill out there. And this farm is very lucrative for shade leveling. It takes little to no preparation because it's at the beginning of the first manhunt mission. It can be done on normal, and if you have the right build, it can be done solo. A lot of people complain about the floor 10 farm because they can never get a team together in order to do it. Well, you're truly in luck here, because I have the build you need to actually do this with ease. But this video is not necessarily about how to do the farm with this build. I'm just trying to shed light on the Oxidizer, and I just happen to have a couple of builds to do that. So why not tell you how to make one with it for the farm? And it revolves around the Oxidizer. A few reasons why it's actually the strongest skill in PvE. Yes, I can say that with confidence. How can this not be true when you can literally kill hunters in seconds on the 100th floor in Summit? Or in legendary missions, how it easily destroys the medic's resource box in impossible to reach areas. And real quick, if you're enjoying this, then make sure you hit that like button and don't hesitate to subscribe. But I can go on and on about why this skill is undeniably the GOAT. But instead, let me help you out and tell you about a build that you can use to excel with this skill in general. First, I'll tell you which build I was using in the gameplay showcasing the actual farm I did with Buzz. And by the way, I've made countless builds with the Oxidizer, so I'm thankfully very versed in this area. So here's what I'm using. Let me just quickly break it down for you. And this is one that's already on my channel, but for those who aren't familiar, this is my goal with it. A long time ago, I wanted to figure out a way to compete against the Foxes and Contractors types of DPS builds. So my idea was to just flip it and do the complete opposite, but change everything to skill tiers, but using pretty much the same pieces that the DPS build utilizes. This was only made possible after the advent of Capacitor, which is why that build template has reigned supreme for so long. But if you make a build like this, it also significantly increases the damage of all skills you equip, mainly the Oxidizer. This gets increasingly more powerful the more you stack them. Plus they deal damage to armor and permeate through walls. And one of the aspects of this that others complain about is how when you shoot it at the ground, where the NPC is sitting in cover, as soon as you do, they get up and run. But let me tell you a secret about the NPC's intelligence, how the AI is built. Initially, they do run away from it as soon as you shoot it, but they don't know that the cloud is still there. So a few seconds later, they'll just run back to the same spot and sit in the cloud thinking they're safe. I've witnessed this countless times. Now let me finish telling you about this build so we can wrap this video up. The Memento backpack also helps the Oxidizer reach insane levels of damage. The long-term and short-term buffs are invaluable. But if you want a build that will really take things to the next level, especially in this regard, with the Oxidizer, then click the link you're about to see on the screen. And it's actually the one that I recommend doing the General Anderson farm with over the one I just explained to you in this video. As I said, I just made this video to shed light on the Oxidizer in general. The builds that you make have a spectrum of versatility, so it's really your choice how to put it together, but there are a few core elements that you need to be successful when building it. And before you leave, don't forget to like the video if it helped you out. Also, don't hesitate to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.